Hello friends, we are live. Those of you that are new here, welcome to our YouTube channel, welcome to our live stream on Facebook. Michon is attending to some other business, so I will be hosting this live stream, and I'd like to welcome all of you. Those of you that are new to our YouTube channel, here we talk about all things Southern Utah, like living, working, and playing in St. George, as well as buying, selling, and investing in real estate right here in St. George. I'd like to start this live stream by starting out with those of you that would like to comment in the live comments. I'll be able to monitor them on Facebook, but it's nearly impossible, on YouTube, but it is nearly impossible for me to be able to do that across all platforms, so I may be able to get to those of you that are commenting on Facebook a little bit later. We're streaming this to YouTube as well as both of our Facebook profiles because we have some awesome information I'd like to share with you. And another disclaimer is that the nature of this YouTube channel is strictly informative. We try to help our clients buy, sell, invest, relocate to Southern Utah. So we're not in any way affiliated politically or religiously. So the opinions that are expressed here are simply just kind of predictions looking in the future and analyzing the endless stream of data that is at our fingertips these days. So the elephant in the room is what is going to happen to your money if we choose to believe in the current rate of inflation. According to Fed, it's what I think they're still claiming, it's like 7%. Let's say if you have $1 million in your bank account and it's just sitting there, it is losing nearly 70 grand as it sits there. Nearly 70 grand is buying ability. Now, again, without getting too much into politics, it is impossible to ignore what's happening in the global political arena and geopolitics that are developing as we speak. It seems like, for one, it is incredibly unfortunate. It is terrible that the human lives are being lost on all sides of that war. Wars are terrible, and unfortunately they often happen because a whole bunch of wealthy politicians are trying to distribute wealth, oil, or resources. But again, we're not going to get into that. The only potential outcome is the cost of literally everything in the U.S. going up and quantitative easement being reintroduced in order to help that. And therefore, as the struggling economy begins to head down in the wrong direction, I'm afraid the value of the U.S. dollar and its buying ability is going to diminish in the near future. It is hard to tell, and don't take this as financial advice. I'm a real estate agent here in St. George. I could tell you anything about real estate. Consult your money manager, consult your wealth advisor, and they will likely tell you the same thing, that right now is a great time to invest into cash flowing assets and things that are producing some form of cash flow, things that you're able to have as a hard asset that's not going to go down with inflation, things that you're able to own that are not going to ride this crazy roller coaster and devalue as these crazy things happen. We could be optimistic and we could hope for the right things to happen and for the economy to reverse and pull out, but realistically speaking, these cycles can last a while, and if you're wise with your finances, you may be preparing right now and you may be looking at real estate, right? Southern Utah may be on your radar, hence probably the reason why you're tuning into this video and checking out this channel to begin with. And we have a couple of great opportunities. A couple of our clients just listed several properties that fall into two asset classes that they're tough to beat with cash flow. So one of these properties is a multi-family property, and the other property is Airbnb. Both properties have the potential, if you purchase them together, have the potential to produce nearly $200K in revenues, and that's precisely what you would want. This is kind of where you may be wanting to stick some of your available liquidity, just so that you can enjoy the appreciation of the property and the monthly cash flow. Let me tell you a little bit about both, and of course, I will share the links to both the MLS listings. If you're already working with an agent, great. Ask them to reach out to me so that I could provide them with more information. If you're just starting the search on your own and you need more help, I will post my contact information in the description below so you can reach out to me, and I'd be happy to give you a tour. So both of these properties have been actually under our management for quite some years, and I am super well familiar. For instance, this property is a duplex that I can safely tell you has brand new water heaters within the last few years in both of these buildings. So it sits on a 0.61 acre lot, which you're seeing in this video, and both of these units are equally sized, and they have 4 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartments in each unit. There's covered parking available, and each unit is almost 1,200 square feet. And all of these units have been recently remodeled with LVP flooring, new paint, stainless steel appliances, pretty much top to bottom. Anything that you would look at, like, as an investor, if you're looking at multifamily opportunities, usually those come with a repair budget. You're looking at soaking maybe 50 to 100 grand into just about anything that's in the market. Both of these 4-plexes, it's being sold as a package deal. It's an 8-plex with 7 units that are currently leased and 1 that is available for showing purposes. So it's actually, another rare opportunity. There's a first rare for everything. One of these units is available for showings, and it's being kept vacant intentionally just so that the investors are able to check them out. It had a recent remodel and it has a super box on it, so we can, if you'd like to go look at it, we could actually go check it out anytime. Currently, sorry, all of a sudden everybody is trying to get a hold of me. So, current rents are $14.50 per unit, although they have room to come up, and most of these units have leases that go through the end of this year. If you guys are interested in studying financials, please let me know. I do have a copy that I could share. Any realtors, any agents that are watching this live stream, make sure to reach out to me. I would love to work with you and your clients. Let me show you a couple of photos. So it's got tile roof, exterior stucco. Stucco could use a little bit of love, but overall these units are in great shape. And let me get to some of the interior photos. I'm using Michon's computer, and not looking for excuses. It just decides to work at its own pace, apparently, when I'm using it for live streaming. It has a pretty cool, let me show you guys. It has a really cool leopard cover rather. But for whatever reason, the new MacBook Pro, the 2021, 2022 version, will just not work with the software that I'm using for live streaming. So I am rocking this leopard print computer so that I'm able to share these visuals with you. So that property is located off Valley View and Indian Hills Drive. It's in a really nice part of town, really close to everything, and we have never struggled with vacancies. Pretty much anytime we have a vacancy in that building, it fills up within a matter of just, I would say usually we get 5 to 10 applications. Oh, hi. Are you making all the noise? Your microphone's turned off. Trust me, we're on this show. Michon just joined us. She was making some noises in the background. I'm just telling these folks about Valley View. Say hello.
Hi guys, how are you doing? Hope everyone's having a great day.
Michon's a little bit late to the party. We had somebody stop by the house, and she was responsible for the dogs barking. I don't know if you guys were able to hear them through the microphone, but anyway, let's get back to it. So, all 8 of these units have been remodeled. There's no carpet anywhere. Some of the cabinets were painted. Some of the cabinets are still original wood color. This is
3 or 4 of the units have been painted white, and they look awesome.
Yeah, I really like the painted cabinets. So this unit in particular this is actually the vacant unit. If you're thinking about purchasing an eightplex, if you've considered something like that, that would be the one that you can see in person. So it's got brand new appliances. Like after remodel, this unit has not been lived in, and we do have excuse me, a handful of applications that are available. So whoever moves forward with a purchase would not have to wait long to lease these properties out. Another thing that's kind of unique about this eightplex is that oh, you brought diesel here, huh? Sorry, technical difficulties. Our English bulldog is desperately in need of attention. So another thing that's kind of unique about these units, so this is one of the downstairs units. It has darker gray paint, which...
That's the only unit that has that darker colors.
could be a matter of preference. It's peaceful, it's relaxing. So this unit also has brand new appliances. It's been remodeled top to bottom. Some of these units, since the new appliances, had 1 or 2 tenants, but everything is still in really great shape. And prior to diesel barking, as I began to tell you guys, all of these units have their own unique water meter and electrical meter and a tax ID. So each one of these units can essentially be sold as a standalone unit if somebody were to purchase them and decided to sell off some of the units. So this building has just tons of potential. So there's a couple more photos and just really hundreds of photos on the MLS listing. I won't bore you guys with all of them.
They all have new stainless steel. They all have new flooring, paint. Some of the units have updated white painted cabinets. They all have new blinds.
Yeah, I think most of them have new blinds actually. And they would be available for inspections, and during your due diligence, we would make sure that you have access to every single one of these units to make sure that this is a solid buy. In terms of getting into an investment property, like I mentioned earlier, most things that you will see on the market will require a pretty substantial repair budget. So then either you're financing it or you're going the whole with more cash out of pocket. This particular property is turnkey. It's 90% occupied. Only one of the units is intentionally left vacant. It is currently being offered at $2,800,000, and I will leave the full MLS listing in the comments if you're watching this on Facebook, or in the description of the live stream. We lost one of our cameras. Great. Let me fix something really quick here. Maybe if I tap this button here. There we go. Oh, did it come back to live? Maybe. Sorry guys, these live streams never go as smooth as intended. Come on. fix these things on the fly. Those of you that have been out to the Parade of Homes, what do you guys think? What was your favorite this year? Michon didn't get to go.
I missed out sadly. But I am watching the videos that Nick shot and getting caught up.
Yeah, they're all over our channel. Sorry, kind of an awkward angle, not showing a whole lot of Michon, but you get the point. The second camera decided to die. Anyway, the second thing that I was going to talk to you guys about on this live stream is actually our other cash flowing property. So the financials for the duplex look really solid with solid occupancy. Now this other listing that we have is kind of a rare find. Let me show you guys. So currently on our market, if we were to look, oh, this is madness. I don't know what is going on with all of these sources.
This is madness.
You know what? We had music playing in the background this entire time. Tim, thank you so much for letting us know about the music in the background. I think I have to restart some of these things because okay. There we go. I apologize. This entire time, I had the music from our intro playing in the background. Let me just go back to what I was telling you guys. We have previously covered that we have two listings that may be a great option for those of you that are looking at your financial future and thinking, you know, and this is not a political channel. We don't cover political topics here. Don't like to talk about personal preferences, but the one thing that's painfully evident is that the value of the US dollar is diminishing. If we choose to believe the Fed, the rate of inflation is 7%. So let's say if you have $1 million in the bank, you're losing a lot of money every month. But the real numbers are much higher. And, you know, while wars are terrible and it is awful that casualties are being lost on both sides, it is unfortunately inevitable, and it does cost us a lot of money. So the smart move right now may be reallocating some of those funds into real estate. What are you doing? The smart move right now may be reallocating some of those funds into real estate and parting with some of that liquidity and just putting it into hard assets. We have two listings that may be a great fit. I will add the links for those listings in the description below this video so that you guys can check them out. One of them is a fully remodeled 8-plex that has about 90% occupancy right now. It has been a great property for our client that owns it, and it may be a great property for you. The financials are available, and I'll post them in the description, or I'll actually post the full MLS listing in the description below this video. So let me bring this up on the screen. I apologize to those of you that tuned in earlier if the background music was overpowering everything that I was saying. It rendered it relatively useless. So it is an 8-plex that is located right off Valley View Drive. Great location. And several of these units have been remodeled with new stainless steel appliances, fully repainted top to bottom, and all of the water heaters were replaced over the last few years. So it's a pretty turnkey opportunity to get into something that could cash flow right off the bat. Multifamily is a great investment class to add to your portfolio right now, just because it gives you a lot more stability. You have multiple units that you could rely on, and all of the tenants have been carefully screened and placed in this unit. We haven't had any issues. Michon and I have managed these properties for quite some time now. So if you're interested in the 8-plex, it is being offered at $2.8 million. And the other listing that I was going to tell you guys about, just as I got off this tangent, I was going to tell you, so if you're looking at, let's say we're looking for vacation rentals. Anything that is zoned as a vacation rental, there's only 46 options out of the entire market. And if we narrow it down more to Greater St. George, and the reason you would want to have a vacation rental in the Greater St. George is because it gives you a lot more freedom to control that property. You're able to self-manage it or assign it to a management company of your choice. That kind of gives you a lot more control over your investment versus, say, Washington or Santa Clara or Hurricane, where those properties have to be managed by a management company that is typically appointed by the HOA. So this listing, loft at Green Valley, loft number 25, has been a phenomenal listing for our client. It's been utilized, and the financials for this property show that it has been utilized about 50% of the time for their enjoyment and their family and their employees, and the rest of the time it stayed in the investment pool. Sorry, Michon decided to do whatever she can today to just throw a wrench in my live stream. There's dogs barking in the background. Anyway, trying to get back on track. So I will post the link to this listing. It is really a great unit to have in St. George. It's about 2,000 square feet, 4-bedroom, 3.25 bath. It backs up to the community pool. The pool is heated and cooled. It is super modern. It looks beautiful on the inside, has been super well maintained, and it's only a few years old. It is being sold turnkey, fully furnished, and it is ready to start making you money today. Between both of these assets, as the thumbnail for this video says, you may be capable of making a little over $200,000 a year. Folks, if you're interested in both or either of these listings, my contact information will be in the description below this video. Please feel free to reach out to me anytime, and I'm going to go get a handle on the barking dogs and everything else that's going on in this house. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next one. Peace.